Welcome to the course ARC 494. This is the second lecture under the section Environment and Ecology, and today's topic is relationship among environment, society, and technology. We are going to cover five topics under this section. Today's topic is relationship among environment, society, and technology. We are also going to cover environment and earth system, ecology and ecosystem. Mostly we will talk about ecosystem services and ecology in it. What are the components of ecology and how ecology should be perceived through the lens of ecosystem services. Then we'll talk about structure and functions of ecosystem. Under this section, we are going to talk about energy flow, not the nutrient flow in this course. And finally, we'll talk about carrying capacity of natural resources. So what is the role of human being? So as a human, we are playing different roles in the society, in our professional fraternity, and in the environment. As an individual, we are counted as an individual in the society, and we have a lot of norms, values, and customs to perform, to be in the society, to have relationship with other people. As a professional, as a part of professional fraternity, we are performing specific role. For example, someone is architect, someone is planner, someone is engineer and doctor, and so on and so forth. But whenever it comes to the environment, we are homo sapiens, and we are not only the creature, we have a lot other creatures in the environment, and we combine and we interact with them with a complex network and wave. So that is why each and every components of environment has their specific roles to keep balance of the sheltering ecosystem. As we said, there are functional interdependencies among us. So if we consider environment, environment is sheltering us all. So we are performing economic activities, and economic activities are basically we are doing within the society. So society is demanding some specific sort of economic activities, and all those economic activities is requiring resources, and we are extracting resources from the environment. And whatever we are doing, we are considering technology in the heart or in the core, because technology is helping us to perform the right type of works, the right type of deeds, to maintain the right type of social networks, and to maintain ecological or environmental harmony. In doing so, Sustainable Development Goal has its 17 goals, and among those 17, 4 goals are directly related to our topic. One is said, goal number 8, decent work and economic growth, which is directly linked to the economic section. Industry and innovation and infrastructure, it's part of the building society with the help of the technology, and definitely the resource extraction from the environment. Then goal number 11 is sustainable cities and communities. We are more concerned about built environment, how to make this built environment more comfortable, more amiable for the community, for the neighborhood. This is the goal we are trying to address, to make the living experience decent. Then goal number 12 is the responsible consumption and production. That means whenever we are producing something as a demand placed by the society, we are also thinking individual consumer has its individual demand, and individual demand has been satisfied by the economic activities based on the supply demand network. So technology is basically playing kind of a key role addressing environmental degradation issues, climate change issues, food security issues, waste management issues, and other pressing global challenges. So environment, Mother Nature is sheltering us all, and we are doing economic activities to satisfy our society, and in doing so, technology is everywhere helping us to grow further. So measuring distribution of development benefits. Whenever we see things from above, we see kind of a bird's eye view. So this is the example to looking at development trends or economic development issues from the above by considering the nighttime lights. So whenever we are considering space as a parameter. So space data says, if you look at the picture in the down, we can see this is a global picture, and most of the development countries, we call them global north, has their own footprint of development. And these footprints are based on the activity they're performing, the length of time, and the time they're involved with those performances. So you will be it is noticeable that Latin American sections, African sections, and some part of Asian sections are not that illuminated like other countries in the global north, because we this the research is basically trying to demonstrate economic development or economic develop activities are basically performed uh, during the daytime. But if we consider the excellence of economic activities, it is also has its own ripple effect, that people are also or society are also live in the night time. So developed countries are more active in the night times. All the street lights, all the industries and everything is consuming powers. And this is one kind of indicator. How much power you are consuming is proportionally related to how much economic activities you are actually involved in saying, we can easily understand that this global economic activity and our livelihood is completely dependent on natural resources. We consider natural resources in easy term: air, animals, coal, minerals, natural gas, oil, plants, sunlight, and water. And we have different sort of services and products we are actually getting from the environment. So this natural resources is kind of a sector dependent. The resource dependency, starting from the medical sector, transport sector, to energy sector and agriculture sector. Every sector is requiring resources from the mother nature, and each of the sectors are interdependent to each other. For example, if energy sector fails, then medical sector, transport sector, and agricultural sector will also suffer. So every sector is dependent on natural resources, and every sector is interdependent among their network. So it is worth saying that contributing all sectors to bring benefits for human civilization. So natural resource is basically helping human civilization to grow. There is a spatio-temporal dimension of resource extraction. If we consider the cost-benefit analysis, then that says whenever we're extracting resources, it is kind of considered as a cost, and the benefit is in the other hand. So whenever we're extracting resources, we're making some products out of it, or some end product out of it, and by doing so, in between, we're putting some risk into the nature. And this risk is kind of described in a way: as long as resources are limited, consumer demand is exponentially increasing and market is adjusting with it. Opportunity cost for resource extraction is sensitive. For example, after Second World War, there was a huge reformation, society reformation activities were going on. So people extracted resources, and those resources are transformed into some benefits, which is directed to different consumer demands. So in doing so, environment started getting a lot of negative insights. For example, in terms of pollutions, in terms of contamination, in terms of exploitation, and so on and so forth. So if think about the risk exposure, cities are actually getting benefits from rural productions, and rural areas or rural scapes are kind of helping cities to grow food, helping cities to manufacture light industrial products. But city is gaining all the resources in terms of economy, right? So city is started paving their way, city started constructing buildings, a lot of commercial entities, and so on and so forth. But At the same time, it is stockpiling burdens to Mother Nature and altering lived experiences. In one hand, we say cities are a kind of a developed space. It's a livable space with a lot of opportunities. But in terms of environment, whenever we are altering the nature into some artificial cityscapes, we are actually altering the living experience of it. So this is a part of the risk exposure we're getting from exploiting natural resources, and it has this spatiotemporal dimension. That means there is a space and time dimension. Space dimension says not all the countries are experiencing the same thing, and time says not all the time we are experiencing the experiencing the same benefits or losses. So this is how this spatio-temporal temporal equation works, and we would like to be more responsive to the resource extraction, and we'd like to be more responsive in terms of utilizing or using those resources or end products out of it. So this is it from the lecture 2. Thank you.